How's it going, guys? This is Dragon. I'm here in my shop, and I just took apart this old instant hot water heater I had. It was like a 16 liter, just really cheap, Chinese water heater that I had in my Dragon cabin until I put the one I've got in there now. It's like an 8 liter Ridgeway or Ridge Yard or something like that, but I'm gonna convert this one since it was basically blew up in the freezing cold. The pipes burst, and so I'm gonna take this burner element and put it in kind of a little cast iron stove because I just want to make a very robust heating system, kind of like a wood stove, but using propane instead, so that it can be controlled by a thermostat and heat my camper or tent or whatever. It'll be kind of portable, but I just thought this is pretty interesting as I'm taking all this apart. I was struggling with understanding this when I was building my radiator heating system because sometimes it would just not work and I wanted to really know why, but ultimately I figured out that it was because of this pressure activated gas valve. So this kind of sits on here like that. So on the thing, these two things are connected together, and this is the water inlet that I'm holding here, and this is the gas going into this manifold, which then goes to the burners. So this is just a manifold of burners. But so the water pressure pushes on this diaphragm as it's coming. It comes in through this hose and enters via this little valve here into this chamber, and that water pressure pushes on this diaphragm, which then pushes on this little spring-loaded valve here, and that is what is going to open the gas valve there to allow gas into the manifold. So I found that with my little solar circulation pump, this was not getting activated unless it was at a high enough voltage. And usually once it was activated once, it would stay activated. But getting it to activate the first time, it needed like 14 or 15 volts to get the pressure needed to activate that. So I'm just gonna rip this whole thing out and probably just seal this little hole here, chop off this little bit sticking out. And so that way the gas will purely be controlled by this control box over here, which has a few safety features built in. So it has a flame out sensor in addition to these two piezo lighters, which are going to be really nice on the heater. And then it has this switch that was a water pressure switch. I'm just going to leave that activated so that it does not turn off the heater, because if it's closed, the heater will not, the valve won't open, this electric valve here. And then this is just an on-off switch and an LED to tell you that it's working. So that's really all that's going on here. And besides that, you just have this valve, this little knob that actually controls the size of the flame. So that's another cool feature of kind of doing it this DIY way. I'll have this knob. I'll be able to set the flame, to a really low setting or to a really high setting, just whatever I want at the moment. You never know how big of a flame you're going to want in your wood stove, so it's cool to have just that adjustability and all those safety features for something like this. And it also has this knob, which is the winter summer setting. So that basically, in winter setting, it turns on this back row of burners. In summer setting, it doesn't use the back burners. So yeah, it's just what I'm kind of got into this afternoon. I wanted to explain that because I haven't been able to find anybody explaining how this thing works. So it's really cool that I've finally gotten to take this apart and figure that out. You could actually see the little spring, it's exposed there. And when I press on it, it's just opening a little rubber plunger right here on this, the gas outlet coming out of that gas valve. So that's yeah, there's nothing super mysterious. It's just an electric valve, a variable gas valve, and then just that little water pressure valve here, and then it just goes straight to the manifold, and you get a nice blue fire, and you could heat your whole camper with it. So that's my plan. You know, I already had this thing. I'm hoping to make this system for less than $100. So I guess if you were gonna buy one of these, it'd be about $60 if you just bought the whole water heater, because honestly, you're not gonna find a cheaper heater element than that. And then finding like a camping wood stove. Hopefully I'll find one used, but if not, I'll get one off of maybe eBay or Amazon, and with like a nice glass door and a vent to vent the exhaust outside. So I'll keep you guys posted as I keep working on this, and I hope this helps you and you learn something about instant water heaters. All right, I had fun taking this apart, and you know, if you're looking for a project, maybe you could do something similar. I found when I was winter camping in Colorado that heating was like the most important thing, so I really want to have just the most robust and reliable way of heating my camper as possible. I might even go as far as to put a bypass switch on this gas valve, so that if the circuitry ever fails for whatever reason, then I can just flip the valve on anyways, just hardwire it to a battery and get gas through here, you know, until I could figure out what's wrong with the control box. So that's probably something I'll add, is a bypass switch to just get power to this valve in an emergency, make it a little more reliable. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like and subscribe.